Hey, everybody, this is Mama Selena for African Daisy, and I wanted to come on here and say thank you so much for those of you that subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it, and for the comments and the questions. I do really appreciate that, and I'll probably actually put some of that into some more of my content, another video. I'll probably explain a lot more on that question that was asked of me. So anyway, but I wanted to come on here and just share for those of you women whose husbands are saying, come drive truck with me. And you are like, I don't want to drive truck, or you're scared or whatever. And I just want to share my experience. My husband had been driving truck for 10 years, and he's been trying to get me to drive truck with him. And for so long, I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to do it. And I didn't do it for a long time. So I want to share with you what changed my mind, my experience with trucking school, and just encourage you to, and if I thought it's worth it, and just encourage you in your steps. So, if you decide to or not to do it. So anyway, first of all, I just want to share what made me decide to join my husband. The biggest thing for me was we had been talking about it. We've been trying to figure out how we could be together, do a job together, just that we could work together. And, although he's been saying, like, come join me, that would be a way. I just wanted it to be something different because maybe I was scared. It seems very daunting. Like, I never thought I ever wanted to drive a big tractor trailer truck. So, but anyway, the more that we talked about it, I think for me, it was just that moment of like, this is an opportunity. Like, I've been praying for an opportunity or something. And it's here already. Like, we don't have to create a new opportunity. It's already there that we can be together as a family. So it was already something that we were doing. My husband was doing. And so we didn't have to like create another job or like start over somewhere else. We could just kind of continue. And so anyway, I think that was the biggest thing for me, was just getting over my fear of like what I didn't know, like just kind of unnecessary fear, but it was just a fear of the unknown, I guess you would say. And then my dear husband decided, and I'm so grateful, when I went to learn how to drive, when I went to get my license, he came along. Now, we went out of state for me to get my license, and he came along and he stayed with me all during that time. Like, I would go train that day, come back, and we took that time off of work just so I could go and train during that time. And it was very, very important. And I just want to encourage husbands out there, if you want your wife to join you, please do everything to encourage them, because if it's a fear that they're having, or if it's something they already didn't think they ever wanted to do, when you're there beside them every day encouraging them, it is very helpful. And so that was something that was really very helpful for me. And I remember I did not pass my test the first time, and so I was devastated. I was so sad because the feeling is like, I failed. I wanted to pass it the first time, but my husband was very encouraging. And we just went back, and I passed it the next time. So just want to encourage you, go to a place, also go to a training facility that allows you to take as many tests as possible. Like we kind of had unlimited tests. Like there was no limit. Like, even if you failed that one, you could go back again and take the test again, and go back again and take the test again. And so, that's my encouragement. Maybe go to a facility like that you can go there and train and You could go back as many times as you need to. It's very helpful. And then at the end of the day, do I find it, my experience in the school was an interesting one for sure. I would say that there were moments that I felt like I wasn't learning anything. And sometimes I'm like, am I going to even be able to drive this thing, And really, at school, what they're just training you to do is to pass your test. They're only just training you to be able to parallel park the truck, to back it up, straight backing, do your pre-trip, do all of those things. And so they're just training you to do those things. So they're not training you necessarily. And then, of course, you get your road time where you go out on the road and practice, driving. So, so that's a beautiful thing. But a lot of times we were just standing around and I took that time, though, to memorize the pre-trip inspection of the truck from the, all the engine parts, the whole way back around to the trailer, everything. So, that's what I did. It was bitter cold. For me, it was bitter cold. It was winter. It was not pleasant to stand outside. So there was a lot of standing around trying to keep warm. And, we stayed at a hotel close to the school, so that was really nice. I would drive over, be in class, and then I would come back to the hotel. And just having them there was huge. That was the biggest thing for me. So that's, at the end of the day, just really encourage all of you husbands, please be there with your wives, because it is very helpful. When I did pass, so it was like probably, I don't know, it was the second time that I went for my, to take my test. And I remember the last thing I had to do was parallel park the thing. And I had to get it in, the whole truck had to be in the line. And I remember I got it in the line. I just got it in the line. I put on my brakes, let him know I was finished. And he said I passed. Oh my word, I was so excited. Yeah, I was very excited. Now I have to say, the driving part of it was not difficult for me. That was the part that kind of surprised me when, I think the first time I really got behind the wheel and started driving, just the driving part of it was not difficult for me. The parallel parking or the offset parking was exciting, to say the least. But you do it so many times during your training that after a while it's like, okay, I think I got it now. But the driving part of it, for me, even now, I no issues. My husband was really good at just making sure I paid attention to the trailer, what the trailer was doing. I think that's the biggest thing. Like, just pay attention to your back end. That's huge, And when you do that, you're more likely to not run over things. You'll pay attention to your turns, all of that. So, so that was really good. Now that I have passed my test and I can drive, I got my license. It took about, took a little minute for them to process my license, so I actually got my license, and now I'm a professional driver. All of a sudden you become professional, no matter how many years you've been driving. So anyway, what I love about being on the road, of course, I love being with my family, being with my husband. And so now I know it's worth it, because instead of us being separated, being at different places, we're together. So now my husband, my daughter, and I are here on the road, and it is glorious. I love it. I mean, I always enjoyed being with my husband. I always enjoyed working with my husband. I remember early days when we were working these odd jobs here and there. Brian and I would work together, and we always worked well together. And so I just love it. I think it's totally worth it. We've had such amazing experiences being out here on the road. And so, yeah, and of course with Selena being with us, it makes it fun. We have good times, we have bad times, but overall it is phenomenal, and it's totally worth it. And I just would encourage you women out there who maybe are struggling with should I do this or not? I think just go for it. Don't wait 10 years like I did. Just go for it. It is definitely not as scary as it seems. It is just not as scary as it seems at all. Actually, when you're sitting up here on this seat, you see everything around you. You really can see everything. It's really. I was always a little nervous of the size of the truck, because you kind of fill up the road space. It feels like you fill up all the road space, but kind of like when you drive a car, you start to understand your boundaries. You start to understand kind of your size, how big you are, that you actually fit on the road next to other cars. And so I just want to encourage you all, go for it. Don't wait as long as I did. And if you've waited as long as I did or longer, just go for it. It's so worth it. We met one couple, real quick here, who decided that this was going to be their retirement plan. They put everything into storage, and they sold their house, and they're on the road together. And I just think that's amazing, and then this is they have like a truck with a toilet and a shower and the whole 9 yards, which is amazing. But it's beautiful. No matter what kind of, no matter what you do, just go for it. Just want to encourage you. It's not as scary as it seems, and it is a lot of fun, and it's so worth being together. So that's my thoughts on that. I just thank you so much for watching to the end. Thank you so much. Please subscribe, share, like, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.